What's up? Brandon Lilly here. Going to be jumping right into these Q&As. Brian Bonder asks, going into my first meet, what should I expect? Well, going into your first meet, you're going to be nervous. You're going to feel like the weight of the world is on your back. Really, you need to understand that you've laid the foundation in the gym. So whatever you are is what you are. If you're strong, if you feel good, that's probably going to be how you lift on your meet day. If you're weak, if don't go into the meet expecting, if you've had a shitty training cycle, to somehow just pull it out of your ass at the meet. Um, that may happen, but more than likely it's not. Be realistic with yourself. If you've done well in the gym, it'll carry over to the meet. But really, the things that you need to prepare for after you weigh in, you need to eat and drink consistently. Stay hydrated, stay full. Try to get a good night's rest to make sure that you lift well. Get up early. Like I say, the meet starts around 9 or so. Try to get up around 6 or 7. Give yourself some time to get the fog out of your system. When you wake up, get a couple meals in before you lift. I always tell people I take sandwiches, whether it be peanut butter and jelly, turkey and cheese, ham and cheese, things like that. I used to go to the fast food route, in between lifts, but I just feel so much better eating fresh fruit, like trail mix, maybe an occasional Snickers bar or something like that if my sugar feels a little bit low. But consistently it's water and sandwiches and snacks throughout the day, like that healthy type snacks. Um, I've done the Gatorade bit before. I've drank a lot of Gatorade, and all it did was sit heavy on my stomach, and this caused me to have some stomach issues. So I always try to stick to water. If I'm feeling really dehydrated, I go to Pedialyte. But this is the main thing I can say to you as a first time lifter. Everything is going to be new to you. Whatever you've done in the gym doesn't matter. So if you've got a 500-pound squat in the gym, that's great. But don't go into the meet thinking you're just gonna smoke something past 500 pounds. Set yourself up with an easy first squat. If your PR is like 500 pounds, I would say open at like 430. Okay, that may sound ridiculous, but if you can squat 500 pounds, 430 is going to feel like nothing. It's going to feel really good. It's going to get your confidence up. It's going to set you up for a good day. And then make a decent jump, like 35 or 40 pound jump will put you about 470. There you go. You can go to 470 on a second. If that feels good, go to like 505 or 510, another 35, 40 pound jump, and you've got a lifetime PR. If the 470 feels bad, you can, let's say you miss it, you can retake it on a third, or you can hit 470. It's kind of a grinder. You can go to like 485, 490, things like that. But in a meet type setting, you're going to have the pressure of the judges. You're going to have the crowd there. You're going to be on foreign equipment. So just make your attempts realistic. Judge them on what you've done in the gym this cycle. If you hit 500 6 months ago, don't think you have to hit 505 at the meet. If your best squat this training cycle is 465, go into the meet trying to hit 470. You know what I mean? Just give yourself an honest chance to be successful. If you have a 7 or 8 for 9 day, a 9 for 9 day, that's going to carry your confidence a lot more into your second meet. You're going to train a lot better, train a lot smarter than you will walking out with a bomb or a 3 for 9 day or a 4 for 9 day. Nobody likes those kind of days. I mean, they happen, but with a little bit of a ego check at the door, good preparation, you should have a great first meet, walk away confident, come back and get the ball rolling again. Brad Ostermule, I hope I said that right, prehab for low back pain from squatting. Listen, this is something I agree wholeheartedly with Louis Simmons on. Um, if you build a bridge, okay, and you build it for a horse and buggy, and then you try to run a semi over it, what's going to happen? The bridge is going to break. So, some reason your lower back can't keep up with your squatting routine. Maybe it's technique, maybe it's a weakness back there. You have to address what's going on, but pain only comes from weakness. If a muscle is strong, it's not going to get tired or it's not going to get sore doing your mandatory workload. Now, if you're like a 400-pound squatter and you're trying to squat 600 pounds, yeah, your body's not going to be able to adapt to that and hold up to that. So you're going to have some issues. You're going to have muscular breakdown. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but something is causing that muscle to be strained or in a weakened position. So first of all, check your technique, make sure everything looks really good, and from there do some isolation movements for your lower back, build it up, and I guarantee you the pain will go away. I used to have this same issue in my lower back. Training with Chuck Vogelpohl is one of the best things for that because he is an absolute beast when it comes to hitting the lower back. And I've never had back pain since then. It just, yeah, it hurt when I was getting through it, but overall, he just kept pushing us and pushing us and pushing us, and my lower back got a lot stronger for it, and the back pain's been gone. Um, Ron Nichols asked a really popular question these days. What's my take on the Lillibridge animal situation? Look, Animal's been around for a long time. They've been a good company. They've been really good to me, and the Lillibridges are fantastic people. They're some of the strongest men on earth. Two sides didn't get together on a deal. That's the way I look at it. I've got friends on both sides. Um, it's not my place to get in the middle of it. I respect the Lillibridge's decision to walk. As a business decision, I guess Animal decided that now wasn't a good time to do what the Lillibridges were asking. So, it's just a mutual walk away from the table kind of deal in my eyes. I mean, um, you know, I support both sides. I understand the business side of it and the Lillibridge side of it as well. If they felt like they weren't being catered to fairly or responded to fairly, they're men. They have every right to walk away, and that's what they did. So much respect to them for making their choice. Caleb Begley, advice for early morning training. Kind of like I said for the guy with the first meet, wake up a little bit early. I know it sucks. Like when I went to work at 8 o'clock, I would get up at 5 to go train, and I would just start slamming coffee, and I would eat a little bit, take a pre-workout, and head on down to the gym. I mean, I never adjusted to early morning workouts. I fucking hate it. Um, it's just not something I get into. But I know there's people that do it, and I'm probably the worst person to ask because I never found a way to enjoy it at all. I always hated training in the morning. Still fucking hate training in the morning. Um, Jason Hatfield, setting up reverse bands for squat and bench. Look, if you're a raw lifter, this is what I hate when I see these videos of raw lifts with reverse bands. It You can make it an ego lift if you want to, but for me, I like to stay within the 5 to 10% range. The way that I tell people to set up reverse bands on the squat, we usually use mini bands, and we double it over the mono rack. And what we'll do is, when you stand up, the bands aren't even touching the bar. So when you go down in the hole, you're going to get 40 to 50 pounds of rebound in the bottom, but you're going to get absolutely nothing at the top. So if I'm squatting 800 per se, um, I would stand up with 800. I might have 750 or 760 on my back in the hole because the bands have caught, but I'm actually standing back up with 800. So at the very least, I know I can squat 760, and I'm gaining confidence to squat 800. Same thing on the bench. If I'm benching 500, I want to unrack 500 pounds, and then just get maybe to where it's like 475 or 460, 465 or so on my chest, and lock out the full 500 pounds. Doing stuff where it's like 800 pounds in your hands, and you're really only benching like 500 raw. I just don't understand that. I understand practical application. For me, as a 584 competition best, I might unrack 635. That's 50 pounds over, and I'm holding 635 with a lockout, but at the bottom, it might be like 560. Still going to be a really hard press. It's going to be a lot of effort, but I'm overloading still. So that's the best way I know how to use them. That's the most successful way I've seen them. It's just a light overload. Don't get carried away with the bands. It can really set you back if you do. Next question. Best way to break through a bench plateau? Any direct training principles? Look, the best answer for this is go back and do repetition work. If you're trying 400 and it just is not going, it's not going, it's not going, What's going to happen if you can do 365, say for 3 today, and you can make that a 4, or you can make it a 5? You're going to do that by increasing speed, and you're going to do that also by increasing your rep work. So step back, don't try to hit a max for 4 or 5 weeks. Dedicate to doing some moderate weight speed type work and moderate weight rep work, and build those areas up. Do a lot of shoulder presses, tons of direct tricep work, and I guarantee you'll hit a new PR on your bench. Always trying to max out on the bench press is just going to lead you to nowhere. Um, Nick Arapis, opinion on contrast showers for recovery. I love them. This is one of my favorite recovery tools. I go 30 minutes, or 30 minutes. I go 30 seconds cold, a minute hot as I can stand it, and I do 5 cycles. That's the way it works for me. I like it. Never had a complaint. Frederick Hernan, sorry if I said that wrong. How bad does dropping weight affect your lifts? Not talking about quick loss, but making a dedicated effort to drop weight over time. Look, it's individual. A lot of guys can't handle the ego check of losing weight. Hearing that they're looking smaller, hearing that they look like they're losing weight. But I've dropped down 30 pounds from 330 to 300 when I was being aided with Mark Bell and Jesse Burdick on my diet, and strength. Everything was there. I had actually hit a squat PR and a deadlift PR, and I benched 10 pounds less than my best bench press at the time. So, and that was 30 pounds. That was, just under 10% of my max body weight. So, yeah, you can absolutely maintain strength or get stronger, I believe, if you have a thought out process. If you just haphazardly lose weight and are just training here and there, whatever, it's not gonna be effective. So you need to have a plan. You need to stick to it, and that's when you'll get the best results. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.